Dr. Allen?
Speaking.
Yeah, you want to pull that mic a little bit closer to you?
Yes, sir, Melvin Allen.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm here this morning because I listened to you, to the other gentleman talking and stuff like that. I've written down a couple of questions, or not questions, but some items that happened to me in my practice,
Okay.
which I am retired from.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I may have to let my wife talk to read, because she and I we've been doing this together for 52 years, and we're not going to change anymore.
Okay.
But my speech is gone because of my dadgum Parkinson's, which.
No. If she wants to make the point, that's fine. Thank you.
Yes, sir. It's just ironic that my Parkinson's happened right after this accusations happened in my office. So,
Okay. Why don't you tell us about it?
Okay. I think some of the points that were mentioned, I'd like to reiterate that we experienced the same thing. He had been in practice, and his health was good, and mine was so-so. But when the board filed charges and had us to come down there, they had us come down to an informal hearing, but he was sworn in and they had a stenographer there.
Which board is that?
Oh, sorry, the Louisiana State Board of Dentistry.
Of dentistry.
He was a dentist.
Okay.
Okay, so we went to that meeting, and we could tell right away that we were in trouble because it was supposed to be informal, but it was opposite of that. And the lawyer for the board, Mr. Begay, was very adamant, and very, I'm not sure I can grasp the words, but one of the things he said, there had been a civil suit before the board contacted us, and in that suit, he was found not guilty. It was really, it was wishy-washy, and the testimony she gave was really interesting.
This was a hearing before the board?
I'm sorry, I know I'm not making sense. It was a hearing before it was a civil suit.
Oh, somebody had
And
sued
she
him,
had filed
like
against
malpractice
him.
or something?
He hadn't seen her for over a year,
I got
and
you.
she filed that it was a misdemeanor charge that he had fondled her chest.
Well, so the case involved a criminal allegation that he had fondled this lady without her consent. Okay. And that was resolved in his favor.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. But then the state board picked up where the civil one left off.
Okay.
And we had a lot of trouble, tried to hire a lawyer that turned out after 2 weeks, he said he couldn't represent us because he was already representing Mr. Begay as a defendant in another suit filed against him. So we got a second lawyer.
And what year was this in? Do you know?
It was 2012 was when the civil matter was settled, and it was about 2013, the end of it, before the board got involved. But they made it very clear that meeting, that informal meeting, that it was kind of cut and dried. He had done these things. Mm-hmm. And over a year's time, there was a lot of expenses. It affected his health terribly, and I was walking before all this started, but stressful affect MS. And, okay, where was I?
Miss Allen, let me just say this, and I'm not trying to cut you off, but that's the exact same problem that I was made aware of, maybe back in 2012, which began my efforts to hopefully straighten out the dentistry board. And I understand that I think we have done that, and we've at least gotten past that. So.
Oh, okay. Well, if that's fine, because
I mean,
the only
again,
reason we made the effort to come was because
No, and we appreciate the fact that you did come down here and give us that. But what this bill does is this bill now tries to extend what we did with the Board of Dentistry and the Board of Auctioneers to every board. And the question is not whether or not we want fairness to happen. The question is whether we can afford to do it the way Senator Milkovich wants to do it. So anyway, but you can go ahead and conclude, or if I interrupted you, I apologize.
the only thing I was going to add to that was that they did go out and solicit witnesses. The witnesses turned out to be very poor. I mean, the things they said were ludicrous.
Well, and I think if you go back and look at the records of this committee, whenever I referred to that regime that they had over there, I called it two friends and a stranger. You were just there, and they had already made up their mind.
Yes.
And I know with Mr. Hickam, we've worked very
Right.
hard with it, Mr. Hickam, and the new board members, and hopefully we have at least somewhat straightened that out.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Fine. Thank you.
Needless to say, when it was over with, we tried to put it out of our minds because it was a really bad experience. But in the end, it turned out that they could not, we refused to sign, we were in this together. He refused to sign this consent decree because they wanted him to admit guilt to something they
Right.
couldn't prove, and they wanted him to sign the, whatever y'all called it, where he couldn't talk about them.
And What about money? Was there any money involved too?
No, because he, after his health was going, you don't walk up to a patient shaking, so
Yeah.
he had to retire.
No, I meant, did they fine him?
Well, no, they couldn't, because when he didn't renew his license, they
Okay,
were.
they didn't have it. Okay.
Well, I
Thank you so much. Thank you for
you.
the effort of coming down there, and good luck with your.
Hope that what happened to me and whatever doesn't happen to another dentist, because, I had a good fine active practice.
I'm with you on that. Trust me.
Thank
So,
you guys for hearing us out.
all
Appreciate
right,
it.
thank you so much. Okay. Yes,
Can
ma'am.
I say something, please?
Sure.
You want to sit here, today?
No, I can stand.
Okay.
Did everybody hear me okay?
I think we need you to talk into the mic.
Right over here, as soon as.
Try not to run over anybody.
Good morning, gentlemen. My name is Paige Allen. I'm a paramedic and the child of these two doctors. I don't know what happened to me, but I became a very good paramedic due to their strong work ethic. To see what the dental board has done to not only my family, but to other entities, it's a tragedy. My daddy hunted with me up until 2012, and even after he retired, they continued to harass him and send out statements and interrogatories, of which at a retirement age, who wants to untail $50,000 almost? In a charade, and the first question that was made to my father in this quote-unquote informal hearing was, what, would a small-town judicial system, did you have the judge in your back pocket, or did your attorney have the judge in the back pocket? That's inappropriate. That's not an informal hearing. That is total slander. Thank you for taking the time to hear my parents. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Y'all have a great day.
Good luck.
Got it, Chief?
All right.